When the sun went down, the mother of all storms blew outside, so we couldn't go out there and do any repairs. All we could do now was pray that the old jump tree could withstand it and wait for the typhoon to pass. Hey, that girl Asa seems to be interested in gliders. Ah, really? I was telling Ageha who was helping, I don't know, to make dinner about the twins. Because it looks like she won't be able to go home tonight, it seems that Ageha will be staying in Koto's room. Asked her if she'd like to come and see us fly next time. Her eyes sparkled as she said, okay. That's right, isn't it? You've been checking them out the whole time. Isn't that cute? No, I don't mean like that. That's what they call lolicon, isn't it? So a boy that loves small girls, but I'm not a pedo, so everything's great. But yeah, I cannot decide what to do with the girls there. Yeah, so I cannot throw them out of the geometry and so on, because that's the story of this game. Joey, who had been quietly chopping the vegetables, joined the conversation. You idiot! What the hell do you mean? They are only 2 years younger than me. That's not logical. Just 2 years? Oh man. Then that's okay. Okay, then they are quite old, yeah. Is it? But no, wait. No, that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, I think that's okay. 2 years younger, I think that's really okay. Oh, a girl like that would be good. Oh, you're good at looking after people, so you'd be a sucker for someone who needs a lot of attention. Oh, man. She says that she looks at Kotaro from the side. Kotaro doesn't notice her looking, and she mumbles things like, "That's so cute, isn't it?" while chopping up the vegetables. No, the cabbage. Oh, I don't know vegetables. The cabbage, yeah. We couldn't go shopping tonight, so we're making okonomiyaki fried omelette type thing from the food we had left over. Anyway, can you guys take back all the manga and other things that you left in my room? If you don't, I'm gonna throw them out. Hey, I was lending them to you. You should read them. They're really interesting. But then we can have exciting discussions about them. the expression again, but I don't like reading. So in real life, I don't like reading, and yeah. But this game is quite good, and I'm playing it with you, so everything's okay. Because yeah, it's like a book, like to read a book, but that's a game, so that's more than just a book. Okay, if I have the time. Hey, exactly, how much of an age gap do you need for it to be called lolicon? Forget about that, just chop the vegetables, will ya? Oh man, these questions. The raging storm shook Flying Fish Manor. Hey, are you really planning on living here? Yeah, because of the glider? And this must be destiny. You think so too, don't you? Destiny is just a lot of nonsense. Sis, you're such a romanticist. Oh man! That's alright, isn't it? I don't care if you never understood how I feel. It's more girly to be a romanticist. Yeah. You can divide them by looking on their arms, because on the girl on the right side, so I think that Zeru has a ring on her finger. One of her fingers, yeah. And the left girl doesn't have one, yeah. Yeah, I'm not that girly anyway. You're a man. Oh, something new that we found out about these girls. No. Also, there's something else that I thought was good. Huh? What's that? Everyone smiles so happily to be aiming for the sky. So, you can notice in this picture that Amana is standing a bit further away from all of them. So she's like not really in this old picture inside. So like she's separated from the others. Yeah, it looks like because I paint my own pictures and I know something about all these things in pictures, like you paint, what you place there, and so on, so on, so on. And she's a bit further to the right side of the whole group, and so it looks like she's not in the group or something like that, or not so much involved in this group and so on. That she's, yeah, so you understand what I mean, and everything's okay, so come on, let's go. Oh, wow. The wind is really strong. The building might come crashing down while we were sleeping. Yeah. Yo, let's sleep together. Whatever shall we do? Yo. Yeah. Extend the little wings which fly in the sky highly. The next day, the typhoon had passed and a blue sky spread over Kasagura. So that's why we ask for your favorable consideration, President. Please consider it. Please. Standing behind Control, we bow our heads. This is a 4th grade classroom. It doesn't look... Yeah, it looks the same than the one before, so it didn't change. Yesterday, we were ordered to go to the student council room, so we decided to take the initiative and go to Akari's classroom. We stated the matter frankly. We are making an application for the revival of the Soaring Club. It was a negotiation, you know what I mean, to restore the Soaring Club, which lost its status last year. That matter has already been rejected, Kotori. But that was under the previous student council, right? We thought that you might have different ideas. The title of leader of the Soaring Society isn't just a decoration. For a year, Kotori has been negotiating with the student council for the revival of the Soaring Club. However, the previous student council president had said that I don't think that Mr. Tabioka would allow it. There was a typical example of someone who is afraid to rock the boat. The previous student council was dissolved, and in the election held a few days ago, Akari was chosen as the new student council president. In her case, she might actually listen to what we have to say, so Kotori finally had grounds for negotiation. I hate this word. Carol was deep in thought as she stared at the application petition for the revival of the club. We watched her with tense expressions. If it isn't officially recognized as a club, there are few circumstances that could spell trouble for us. First, is the issue of the ownership of the glider. That is property of the Soaring Club. So, if it becomes a club again, it should be officially recognized as being under our ownership. It was built using club funds, which is why it was taken away by the school, along with the club status. In actuality, over half the funds for the construction were paid by Manu herself. There was also the problem of the club's funds. Currently, we are facing a serious shortage of funds. The parts and materials come from Mageka and Kotori, helping out at Anshan's place, but the transport costs for Ageka and I to go to the airfield, and the cost of the flight training is no joke. Our intention is to use the funds to help cover these costs, even if only by a little. Another thing, the fact that we can't use the school facilities. For the manufacturing of the parts, even if we want to use the school's equipment, they won't give us permission. Everyone just uses it freely, but with Mr. Tobioka keeping an eye on us, being found out could cause problems. Lastly, we don't have anywhere to conduct our activities. As a result, we had to occupy the room used by the Kazato sisters. We can't continue to use the dormitory as our base of operations. Please, Student Council, President, you know that we are serious about carrying out our club activities? That's right. To care for Academy, there's no other club which has such fitting club activities, don't you think? Aaron was desperately pleading with her, but before that, glare. Akari stared at us with a scary expression on her face. There's something I want to ask you all. It's about the glider that disappeared from the storeroom. Her voice dropped down a tone. Ba-ba-ba-ba! That alone was enough to make us cower in fear. Whatever could it mean? Even if we are totally busted, we have no choice but to play dumb. Akari is usually a fair person, but she wouldn't be that flexible. If it was clear that we had taken it away, she would definitely have to take action. Someone sneaked into the storeroom and stole the glider that was being kept there. I wonder who would carry away such an enormous thing as that. The way she said it made it sound like she was implying, I know it was you. She's completely right, though. The thing with the glider was a huge miscalculation on our part. We knew that it would be a big disadvantage when it came to applying space there for the restoration of the club, but it couldn't be avoided. Knowing that this would happen, we came to a first to negotiate. Could it be some kind of geek, like an airplane geek? Maybe they really wanted it no matter what? As I desperately tried to give a suitable answer, Akari looks towards me. You were saying it wasn't you? It wasn't. No way! I answer while chucking on my words. My heart feels heavy as Akari's eyes, full of white ocean's shots shoot a gaze right through me. Very well. However, if it is made clear that you have been committing any form of misconduct, there's no way that I can defend you, so we won't. Okay. Without thinking, I answered honestly, and the Geka gave me a poke in the ribs. It was like I was saying, actually, we stole it? Even so, it was arranged that it would be donated to the museum next week. This seems like very good timing, doesn't it? Said Akari as she caught a glimpse of our expressions. It seems that she'd like to know about that. About who leaked the information to us. Akari! At that moment, Masatsugu appeared, calling out in a frivolous voice. What time does today's student council meeting start? 4 p.m. Masatsugu. So you're free until then? You wanna go somewhere for a cup of tea? No, what are you doing here? You guys doing here? But he has a girlfriend. Masatsugu has a girlfriend already. Maybe they broke up. I don't know how to say that. That bonehead Masatsugu. He's only just realized we are here. What are you doing? We came to apply for the restoration of the club, so you can just get out of here. What's with that attitude? I'm a member of the student council. Natsuga sticks his chest out in a patronizing kind of way. Oh man, look at him. He looks so happy. Oh yes, of course. Oh yeah, that's right. He joined the student council this year as its secretary. As its secretary, yeah. In response to Masatsugu, Akari glared at him. What's the problem, Akari? We are having an important conversation right now. It's about the glider being stolen. Man, he looks now more funny than before. Look at his expression. Oh man. I've thought it was strange from the very beginning that it would be stolen just before it was about to be donated to the museum. If we assume that the culprit was a regular student, how would they have gotten that information? Well, just how did they do that? I'm not so clever, so I don't really understand it. They look at each other. Isn't there a better way we could try to trick her? Oh man, I have such an expression on my face as well. Akari seemed convinced by this poor attempt at deceiving her and didn't pursue it any further. For the time being, it's good that she didn't find the perpetrator who leaked the information. By the way, this is kind of besides the point, but it looks like Masatsugu has broken up with his girlfriend, who he was in a band with. Yes, what I meant before. According to him, the reason was because of musical differences. According to Ageka, he got dumped. After that, he met the girl he was destined to be with. Destined, I don't know. Another girl called Akari Kumoi. Okay. Then, in order to chase after her, he joined the student council. That's the end of that little side story. Oh man, it was really short. As for the club having lost its status, it's as we discussed before. I feel sympathetic to your cause, but there's nothing I can do about it. Right after a month left, it was decided in a staff meeting that the club would have its status repealed without any notification, and then the garage was forcibly taken from us and demolished. This was all under the instructions of Mr. Tobioka. This fucking bitch. Yeah, so he's... in his case, is he a call boy? Yeah, guys? Some of the students were against it, but Mr. Tobioka went ahead and forced it to be demolished. The reason was that this had been promised from the beginning. Actually, I don't approve of it either. The condition for the club losing status was simply that there were no other members besides Senior Mashizuki. Whereas in actual fact, all of you guys were there too. In spite of that, it was decided that the club status would be repealed just for the convenience of the teaching staff. That is malicious infringement on the autonomy of the student council. Akari? I cannot... There's no voice. Okay. If I had been student council president at that time, I would have put up more of a fight. She spoke with her fists clenched and a furrowed brow, and she looked genuinely frustrated. She won't forgive those who selfishly ignore the rules, even if they are teachers. So that's what happened. She's the one who, when all is said and done, was working hard to help the Soren Club to survive by putting pressure on Amane, who had been continuing with the club all by herself. At the time, when the club was in danger of being shut down. She's strict, but really, she's a good person. So please allow our revival. Yes, President, the decision to repeal status should never have been made. This was our big chance to make ourselves heard, but the carrot shook her head. Why not? Because it doesn't fulfill the conditions of being a club. First, you don't have enough members. Now, there are only 3 members. To be a club, you need at least 4 members. Wait a second. I want to drink something. Okay, let's continue. Next is the validity of the club's activities. Well, there are no problems there. It's about whether or not the activities are suitable for a student club. There are no problems as far as that goes. There's a lack of qualified personnel. That is a serious problem. If you are talking about the pilot's license, I always got one. That's not enough, though, is it? As well as the pilots, you also need qualifications for the equipment. Things like gliders cannot be administered without qualified personnel. Before, Aman had all of the necessary qualifications, so it wasn't a problem. Finally, there's the absence of an advisor. Mr. Yamanobu, who had until last year been the advisor, withdrew with the sewing club, lost its status. He was under close security from Mr. Tobioka and had to deal with a super problem child like Amano Mochizuki. So it's no wonder a third of his hair had gone white, despite still being quite young. Oh man! Is that right? Oh, that's really hard for him. He's timid, but a decent guy and a good teacher, though. If you can't solve all of that, and if all mentions problems, there's no way I can accept your application. You're so stingy. Stingy? Angry. Even if the student council allows it, Mr. Yamanoba wouldn't allow it, would he? Who is this fucking Yamanoba? Tobioka meant that he can deny everything everybody says. He's not the director, or how the man who sits. Yeah. So these two twins are the daughters of this person there. I think that's the school director or something like that. He's not the student director at all, so everything has to be okay. The way she spoke was quite gentle, but what she really meant was, there's no way Mr. Tobioka will let this slide if you can't fulfill the minimum conditions. In other words, you're saying it's not entirely impossible? Akari nods. If you can meet these conditions, we in the student council will negotiate with the teaching staff. With a look on her face that said, this is what being fair is all about, Akari assured us. Thank you very much, President. We both will make our way out of the 4th grade classroom. Make sure that the glider isn't found, okay? Okay. You are so honest. As I am had only reply, Akari treated it as a joke and paid no attention.